What's up, everyone? This is Zach with New England Sports Talk, and today I'm bringing you video number 4 of this NBA Draft Prospect video series. And today we are highlighting the career of Fletcher Magee. I feel like I have to say his name like that though, because the dude can hit the three ball really at will. It seems like the reason why I think that is because he led the NCAA in 3-pointers made last season. That's over Bryce Brown as well too, who I've actually already reviewed in a previous video. That was video number 3. If you haven't already checked out my Bryce Brown video yet, you're going to definitely want to go back and look at that. That's in the playlist, so it might automatically play for you guys whenever you finish watching this one. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button, and be sure to click the bell notification icon as well below to get all new updates on videos that I drop just like this for you guys. So let's just jump right in. This is a 6'4" senior guard out of Wofford, and we're going to see what he's all about. So let's start with his strengths as usual. There wasn't anyone who made more 3-pointers last year than Fletcher Magee. But he's definitely not getting the recognition that he deserves, in my opinion, in some of these, and coming into the NCAA, into the NBA draft, in my opinion. Now, Magee's combination of really quick feet to get planted before he rises up for a 3-pointer, combined with his probably even quicker release when 3-point, makes him extremely deadly from the 3-point line. You know, in the NBA, they run a lot of plays to free up shooters, whether it's off-ball screens or flare screens, and Magee, he really excels at getting great separation off of screens. And not only that, but Magee has no problem shooting from tight spaces as well too. He can drill it with his hand with a hand in his face, whether he's wide open, whatever the case is. I feel like if he's shooting a 3, it's probably going down. There's a pretty good chance it's going down. Now, his ability to hit the tough shots and to provide himself spacing for when he gets off of screens, when he comes off those screens, that's really going to be key for him in the next year. And that's probably why he's going to have a spot on some NBA roster no matter who takes him. He's probably going to have a pretty good chance of keeping that spot because of his ability to move without the ball, to free himself up, and to hit really tough shots as well. But not only is it his 3-point shooting that's really good, but one of the probably more underrated strengths for Magee is that he's extremely durable as well too. He didn't have many injuries in college, and the guy really takes care of his body and make sure that he's ready to play every night. If you go back and look at his game log and stuff like that, like I did when I was prepping for this video, he doesn't miss a lot of games, and he puts up a big amount of minutes as well too. So the guy stays healthy, and that's extremely important as well, obviously, in the NBA where they're paying you to play basketball at this point. And that's your career, that's your job right there, is to shoot the ball essentially. Now let's talk about some of his biggest growth areas. Again, these aren't necessarily weaknesses, but just areas where he really needs to focus on to keep his name basically on an NBA roster. Now the first thing would be defense, and just being more fundamentally sound on defense. You know, honestly, the wide variety of 3-point specialists or shooters that come into the league sometimes tend to struggle with defense as well. But I believe that he has the capability of really improving this and bringing this to a whole new level. Also, like I mentioned, on his offensive game, he's got really quick feet. That really translates really well typically on the defensive end as well too, when you're having to have a good skill of lateral quickness, when you're trying to dodge picks, things like that as well. When you're going for loose balls or playing the passing lanes, quick feet is very, very vital in those areas, and I think it's going to translate for him. I really do. Now, another big question mark for him, looking back at some of his career games and things like that, was his clutch ability, or his ability to show up in really big games. Now this kind of segues into some of the key matchups that he had in college as well too that I wanted to bring up. Specifically, I'm going to mention 2. The first one that I wanted to mention too was on his game against Kentucky. Now that was at the end of the season. Magee shot 0 from 12 from 3-point range, so he didn't make a single 3-pointer. And 11 of those were actually contested. So, you know, he doesn't really have a problem shooting contested shots, but in this game, he just couldn't get it to drop, honestly. Now, a lot of that has to do with the defense of Tyler Harrow. He played really good defense against him and really took that assignment by heart, I felt like, and really wanted to lock up Magee. Magee's their primary, shooter, scorer on that team, and that's the position where Tyler plays at. And Tyler might actually be another guy that I will go ahead and review as well. I really like his game from Kentucky as well, but he did a really good job as far as locking up Magee and not letting him kind of build that confidence, because once he hits 1-3, that's like with every shooter though. Once you hit 1-3, the second one's just bound to come. And they did a really good job as far as not letting him get hot from 3-point, and really shutting him down as much as they could. Now, probably Fletcher's best performance, I would say, this year was definitely on March 2nd. He put up 36 points on Sanford, where he shot 8 of 14 from three-point range. And he did have 2 other games where he made 8 three-pointers in a game this year. But this one was special because I believe that he really displayed like that he could score in a variety of different ways, not just from the three-point as well. Now, I still see him coming into the league as a three-point specialist, so don't get me wrong. But I think that he could really develop, especially if he's being able to score anywhere on the court. That really frees him up from being able to get his shot from the three-point line. And that could really kind of trail into him improving into either a 3-and-D player or really just an all-around scorer as well. But let's talk about some of his stats now that he had from last season. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Magee had made the most three-pointers in the NCAA last year, and he shot, and I did Bryce Brown like I said in the previous video, he made 17 more threes than Bryce Brown did last year, and Bryce Brown was automatic, so Fletcher was even more so. Now, some of the stats, like I said, he shot 158. He made 158 three-pointers out of 377 attempts. That's 42%. This is really not bad at all. That's pretty good. He did finish last season with 20.3 points a game, 2.5 rebounds a game, 1.6 assists, and he shot 43.9% from the field. So not bad at all. Good numbers. Now, my ideal landing spot for Magee would probably be the second round, but he might also go undrafted depending on like him showing up on the NBA draft combine and that kind of thing. I honestly think it'd be a mistake if he doesn't get drafted though. So I fully expect him to get drafted and have plenty of minutes in the summer league to really prove himself coming into next season. Now, after that, it's sort of up to him and his performance if he's going to spend the majority of his first year in the league or in the G League. But I think that he's going to be probably a second round pick. That's probably where he'll go. But he really has a great opportunity this year, especially in summer league, to really prove himself and get more minutes and that kind of thing, and prove that he should do something better. Now, for my comparison player that I wanted to give Magee, he's like high side JJ Redick and low side Alex Abrines, in my opinion. JJ was a vet. He's a vet in the league. You know, we see him in the 76ers series. They're going to Game 7 against Toronto right now. I think that game comes on tomorrow, actually. But JJ's a vet in the league. He's a three-point specialist. But JJ is also really special because he shows a very high basketball IQ, and he gives a lot of effort on the defensive end. Now, he's no lockdown defender on defense. I'm not saying that at all, but he gives effort, and that's kind of key for him and his career. Now, Abrines, he's not on an NBA team right now. He left OKC Thunder for personal reasons, according to some reports. But he did come into the league without playing great defense at all, and he really started to develop the defense towards the end of his career with the Thunder. He really started to develop that and really gave good effort on defense, and he really did. Now, he wasn't a lockdown defender, but he was starting to give good effort and really was getting some decent minutes with the Thunder pretty much all season long before he left, and even last year as well too. He's getting pretty good minutes as well. So that was my recap video for the guard out of Wofford, Fletcher Magee. Leave a comment on what you think about Fletcher and where do you think he's going to land in. Is that a player that you want on your team? That's a player I'd want on my team, but is it a player that you'd want on your team? Leave a comment on what you think about it. Like I said, remember to always like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment as well, just on who you want me to review next. If there's somebody you want me to review, like I want to do Tyler next, I'll probably do him next. I'll probably make that video right now. But most of the NBA draft player profile videos that I'm doing will be coming out on probably the weekends, unless you guys want to see more videos sooner. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.